Hello and welcome to another video. In this video, I want to explain how we can use equivalent fractions to do operation between a fraction and a whole number. What we understand by equivalent fraction? Equivalent fractions can be defined as fractions that may have different numerator and denominators, but they represent the same value. For example, 9/12 and 6/8 are equivalent fractions because both are equal to 3/4. Means what? If you take 9/12, we can simplify 9/12 to get 3/4. For that, we divide both the numerator and the denominator by that common factor, which is here 3. And we get 3/4. For 6/8, we can divide the numerator and the denominator by, again, a common factor. A number which goes into 6 and the same time into 8 is 2. So we have 3/4. Let's continue. We can use that concept to combine, which is here add or subtract, whole number and the fraction. So let's see how that works. The equivalent fractions of 1/5 are 5/25, 6/30, and 4/20, which on simplification results in the same fraction, that is 1/5. So let's understand again the concept. By multiplying or dividing both the numerator and the denominator by the same value, we create equivalent fractions. So when you have a fraction and you want to create equivalent fractions, you multiply the numerator and the denominator by the same value, or you divide the numerator and the denominator by the same value. So in the previous slide, we divide 9/12 by the same value. We divide 6/8 by the same value. And in both cases, we got 3/4. Now, here, we'll multiply the fraction, the numerator and the denominator, by the same value. It means that if I have a 1/5, I can multiply 1 by 5, 5 by 5 to create another equivalent fraction, which is here 5/25. Or having 1/5, I can multiply the numerator and the denominator by that same value, which is 6, and we get 6/30. Or again, from 1/5, we can multiply 1 by 4 and the same time 5 by 4 to get 4/20. So here, having 1/5, which is equivalent to 2/10, means that we multiply the 1 by 2 and same time 5 by 2. So another similar equivalent fraction here is 6 over 30, which I already explained previously. We have a 14 over 70, means that if you take the 1 over 5, you multiply the top, which is 1, by 14, and same time the denominator, which is 5, by 14, we get 14 over 70. Or from 2 over 10, if we multiply 2 by 7, 10 by 7, we get 14 over 70. Multiplied by 7, multiplied by 7. If we continue, we have 18 over 90 as another equivalent fraction, 5 over 25, and so on. Now, let's do this operation. That is the purpose of this video. Let's do this operation. We want to do 10 divided by 3 plus 4, but we will use the concept of equivalent fractions. So, before I combine these two values, I will rewrite 4 as a fraction, and the 4 is same as 4 over 1. In another video, I will explain what is the difference between 4 over 1 and the 1 over 4, or a number divided by 1 and the 1 divided by a number. So if I have a 10 over 3 plus 4 over 1, I want to create equivalent fraction from 4 over 1. But that equivalent fraction will have as a denominator 3. Because as a two fractions, we need to get that same denominator before we can combine the fractions. For that, I will multiply the denominator here by 3, because I want my new fraction, which is going to be equivalent fraction, to be something divided by 3. And at the same time, I multiply the top also by 3. Therefore, my operation will be 10 divided by 3 plus 12 divided by 3. And because both fractions have the same denominator, we're going to have 3 in the denominator, and we combine the top, which is 10 plus 12, and we get 22 divided by 3. Can we reduce 22 over 3? No, because there is no value or number which goes into 22 and the same time into 3, except 1. That's why you have to leave it in this form. Another example, 11 plus 11 over 5. So again, we have that whole number, which is 11 plus a fraction. Before we combine these two numbers, we have to make sure we rewrite 11 as a fraction, while the denominator will be 5. For that, 11 is same as 11 over 1. If we multiply the numerator and the denominator of this 11 over 1 fraction by 5, we create another equivalent fraction. Now the question is, why I multiply the numerator and the denominator by 5, but not like another number, 4, 3, 7, or whatever? The answer is this. This fraction here has a 5 as a denominator. So I want my equivalent fraction to get that same denominator, and that will help me to combine the two fractions. The reason I chose 5 to create that equivalent fraction. So we're going to have 55. Why 55? Because 11 multiplied by 5 is 55, divided by 5, which is 5 times 1. Now plus 11 over 5. Now we have the same number in the denominator. We keep that number once, and then we combine the numerators, the numbers on top of the fractions. So we're going to have 55 plus 11. The answer here is 66 divided by 5. Okay, so this fraction is in simplest form, so we cannot simplify it anymore. And the yes is improper fraction. Again, in another video, I will explain how you can change improper fraction into mixed fraction, mixed number. We continue. We have now 6 minus 11 over 5 to simplify. So again, we create a 6 as a fraction, 6 over 1. And an equivalent fraction here will be 5 times 6, 5 times 1. Therefore, we have a 30 over 5 minus 11 over 5. We keep 5 in the denominator, and you have a 30 minus 11. And the 30 minus 11 is 19. So answer is 19 over 5. Can we simplify 19 over 5? No. Except they ask for mixed number. But again, we'll see this in another video. Now let's do the last operation, 17 minus 7 over 2. So again, we change 17 to a fraction. Now we multiply 17 by 2, 1 by 2. I choose 2 because the fraction here has 2 as a denominator. So I have to use a number, which is the denominator of the other fraction. So we're going to have 2 multiplied by 17, which is here 34, divided by 2. And yes, if you want to check, we do 34 divided by 2, that gives you 17. That's why we call it equivalent fraction. Now I have 34 over 2 minus 7 over 2. And again, because we have this same denominator, what we'll do is 34 minus 7 divided by 2. And the 34 minus 7 is 27 divided by 2. Can we simplify 27 over 2? No, so we leave it in this form.